topic number 22, modifier and its type. So let's move on. Modifier and its types. And in the previous video, we have talked about the register storage specifier, and we have learned about the storage specifier and its type. Now we are going to learn about the modifiers that is going to be used with the variables. So we are going to learn about the modifiers and its types. So let's move on and see what is a modifier and how it works in C language. So let's look at. So modifier has been classified into 4 parts. Modifier has been classified mainly in, we can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So these all are the signed modifier, unsigned modifier, short modifier, long modifier, long modifiers. Now we can say that from this graph that modifier has been classified into 5 sections, or we can say 5 blocks, or we can say 5 types. Okay, modifier has 5 types, that is signed, unsigned, short, long. Okay, so modifier has been classified into this 5 sections. Okay, now let's look at that. What is the meaning of modifier and how it works in C language? So the storage capacity of the variable can be modified with the help of the modifiers. So a modifier is nothing but the storage capacity of a variable that can be modified with the help of the modifiers. So we can say it is an storage capacity of a variable. Okay, if we write signed integer, if we write signed as a modifier, then its range will be something. If we write unsigned in the modifier, then its range will be something. Again in the same way short, again in the same way long, and again in the same way long. So each and every modifier has its uniqueness and has its range, and we will learn about the signed modifier, unsigned modifier, short modifier, long modifier, and long modifier in depth with the data type, that sign used with the character, when and how its range is going to be changed when we use the sign with the character, and when we use sign with the integer, and when we use unsigned with the integer, and when we use unsigned with the character. So its range going to be changed in each and every data type. So moving on the modifier, that modifier is nothing but, we can say, the storage capacity of the variables that can be modified with the help of the modifiers. And we have learned about the modifiers, that the modifier used or supported in C language are signed, unsigned, short, long, and long. And long is only supported in C99 only. Okay, so this is important point. Long modifier can be only supported in C99 version. Okay, now we have classified our modifier into 5 sections, that is signed, unsigned, short, long. So in this video we are just learning about the modifiers and its types, and in the next video we will talk about the signed, then we will talk about the unsigned, then we will talk about the short, then we will talk about the long, and finally we will talk about the long. Okay, so let's look at the examples of it and how it works. So here you are seeing that syntax, that how it is going to work, that is saying us that use the modifier. Here you are allowed to use the modifier. Here you are allowed to use the data type. It may be integer, float, character, double. Okay, it may be the variable name that you will give, that is the variable list, or we can say variable name you will give here. So you have to specify the modifier first before declaring a variable, and after that you have to declare its data type, variable's data type. It may be integer, float, character. Okay, so these all are the data types, and we have studied about the data type in the previous videos of the data type and its properties. Okay, so in these things we are seeing that we have and must have to use the modifier here After then we will use data type, and after then we can use the variable name, and semicolon is needed for the termination of this declaration. So what happened here is that when we give modifier, it may be signed, unsigned, short, long, or long, long. So whatever the types we have studied, it may be here. That might be unsigned, that it may be signed, it may be long, it may be short, it may be long, long modifier here. So you have to use modifier here, and after that you have to use data type here. And this is a variable list, or we can say variable name you have to declare here. Then after semicolon you need to place on it for the termination of this variable name. So actually this is the syntax of how to apply a modifier in a variable name. Okay, so let's look at the examples of it. Okay, here you are seeing that I am using the two modifier, it may be signed or unsigned, and I am using the data type in what is it? It is a character data type, that is char. So it is the data type, and this is the modifier, it may be signed or unsigned. Okay, and this is the character data type. And we will also read about the rules and the regulation, that when sign in is going to be used with the char, when sign is going to be used with the integer, and all the rules that is needed in C language. So this is the modifier, this is our modifiers, and I have created a data type char, and the variable list is v1, v2, and so on. And this comma operator is separating these all the variable name. Okay, so comma here is behaving like a separator, and we have studied about the comma as a separator as well as an operator in the videos of comma as a separator and as well as an operator. So here I am using the modifier, here I am using the data type, and here I am using the variable list. So this is how we can use our modifier in C language. Now you have some of the point that you need to remember for the better understanding of C language, and that point is C compiler provides signed and unsigned modifier to be used with the char data type, and that is so important. That is what we have used here. You are seeing that modifiers signed or unsigned is used with the char data type, and the statement is saying same as that. C compiler provides signed and unsigned modifier to be used with the char data type, and this is what we have learned. And the next point is that by default, if no modifier is explicitly predefined with the char data type, sign is taken into consideration. Suppose you are not giving any modifier here, you are only using char and its variable list. Then by default what happens is that sign is used as a modifier. Sign is considered as a modifier and not unsigned. Okay, so when you not use any kind of modifier in this block, here I am using it, but suppose you are not using this modifier, any kind of modifier. So when there is no modifier, then by default sign is considered by the C compiler. And this is what the most important point about the modifier and its type. So thanks for watching. Dhanyavad.